Herzlich willkommen, bem-vindos, a very warm welcome to this webinar on Schuh-Eldorado, Portugal, or Portuguese shoes, the sexiest industry, as our keynote speaker would put it. My name is Esther Matza. I'm the head of Außenwirtschaftscenter Lissabon, and don't mind my speaking in English, as I want Paulo, our keynote speaker, also to know what we are talking about. So today, it's all about to inspire you. Shoe, fashion, communication, because one of the main areas of our work here in Portugal is the creative industry. So after an intro from myself and Rian Leuning, Director of Creative Industries, who will pass the floor on to our keynote speaker, Paulo Gonçalves, from the Portuguese shoe and leather industry. Really look forward to great videos, content, pictures. Then followed by Carla Galhardo. She's our senior manager for the shoe industry. So the person you want to talk to when you want to do business with Portugal. Followed by a Q&A session to all of us. So, why Portugal? It's not only, as you know, the devil wears Prada, and Prada shoes are made in Portugal. Next time, look on the reverse side. It's also many Italian and French luxury brands already count on the high quality here in Portugal. What we've seen here at work, nearshoring, it's a big issue, bringing production back to Europe. As you see, Portugal is a strong innovator. Last year, Portugal was chosen among the strong innovators, as you can see on the light green color. So same level as France, Germany, or Austria. We have many questions about smart vegan materials, circular economy, and for example, shoe or textile industry, you have technology centers here in Portugal specialized on these topics. What's more, Portugal has an extremely rich tradition in creative industries. It's mainly up north around Porto, the city of Porto, that you have fashion industry, textile, shoes, leather companies, often family companies, small and medium-sized enterprises that really make tremendous work. And last but not least, where does it kick in? Where can Portugal be a business partner for Austria? Actually, along the whole value chain of the shoe or fashion industry. So no matter if you provide equipment or goods for the production or are interested in having your collection designed here in Portugal, I'm quite positive you will find the right partner here. So always think, please, in long-term relationships here. It's not one-off. So to come to the next point, to deep dive with Außenwirtschaft Austria or Advantage Austria, what can we do for you? Here I also invite my colleague from Vienna, from the headquarters, Rian Leuning. I'm sure all of you know she's Director of Creative Industries. I want to tell you what we can do for you. Wherever you want to do business, you have a person to talk to in one of the Außenwirtschaftscenter. We provide you with information on the market, platforms where you can present yourselves and how to find right partners. And here I'll pass the floor to Rian, because it's incredible what she's doing to support you.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Esther. Very good afternoon from Vienna and a warm welcome to today's webinar about the shoe and leather paradise, I would almost say, Portugal. My name is Rian Leuning and I work for Advantage Austria, or Außenwirtschaft Austria as we are called in German, which is the Austrian trade promotion and innovation organization. Advantage Austria has about 100 offices in around 70 countries that are there to support you with business development and intelligence services for both Austrian companies and their international business partners abroad. Within Advantage Austria, I am responsible for the creative industries, which includes anything from the arts, culture, design, film, music, entertainment, and of course also the fashion industry. Fashion is a central element of the Austrian creative industries, and for that reason we also invest in fashion export a lot. And this of course also includes shoes, bags, accessories, and other products made out of leather or other materials. Before I hand over to our guest speaker of today, I have the honor to tell you a bit about what we as Außenwirtschaft can mean for companies from the creative industries and especially from fashion today. We have been organizing or co-hosting or supporting Austrian showcases at trade shows or important fashion events worldwide for almost 15 years already. One of the main events that we have been supporting for I think almost 10 years already is the Austrian fashion showroom at Paris Fashion Week. But we also do events in Japan, for example, at Tokyo Fashion Week, or at Seoul Fashion Week in Korea. Or we also do a lot of special events independently of the trade shows, such as recently an event in Istanbul in Turkey. Or, for example, we also use big leading events like the Expo or the Olympic Games to present fashion and textiles from Austria. Apart from that, we also invest a lot in a knowledge transfer, which means that we want to offer support when it comes to gaining insights in the fashion industry in relevant global markets. And to facilitate this, we organize webinars such as the one you are attending today, but also conference sessions, lectures, etc. We also offer a lot of individual support and consulting services through our head office in Vienna and our international network of trade commissions, which ranges from technical questions about local law, visa, contracts, and taxes, to finding suitable partners, providing PR and marketing services, and organizing events to promote products and services from the Austrian fashion industry. We also have an extensive funding program where Austrian companies can apply when they want to cover their market entry costs for new markets, which is called Go International. And last but not least, we can also support you when it comes to building up your professional community through our network of global offices. And in today's case, especially through our office in Lisbon and our head office in Vienna. So if you have any questions related to exporting your offerings, your products and services, please feel free to contact us at any time, and we would be happy to help you and to support you. After this short introduction, I would now like to hand over to Esther again, who will introduce our guest speaker of today. Thank you very much, Esther.
Thank you, Rian. Really, don't miss this chance. There's so much offer for you, and we hope we can support you. Now it's my greatest pleasure to kindly ask Paulo Gonçalves, Communication Director of the Portuguese Shoe and Leather Association, to join me on the floor. And Paulo, I'm so much looking forward to your presentation now. And thank you very much for being here, because it's really very cool. Thank you, Paulo. The floor is yours.
Well, Esther, hello, everybody. And Esther, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. Well, my name is Paulo Gonçalves, and I started to work at Tapi Caps in last century. Well, it's a fact. I'm an old school guy. Well, I must say my Portuguese is much better than my English, but well, I will try to do my best. As much as worth 1,000 words, I will start my presentation with a video. Did I already catch your attention? I hope so. Well, again, I work in the APICAPS. APICAPS is the Portuguese Footwear Association, and we represent all the sector. We represent, in fact, the footwear cluster in Portugal, and nowadays we represent something like 500 brands. Well, our ambition is be a leader in the relationship with the customers through product sophistication, sustainability, quick response, and a service level. Well, we are working in that process. Our industry represents an important role in the Portuguese economy. And nowadays, Portugal exports more than 95% of the footwear production all over the world. In fact, our footwear arrives at 163 countries in all the continents. In the last year, we launched a portal where you can find all kind of companies. You can find at one hand our brands, but you can find also your new business partner. We have in the one hand the majority of Portuguese brands, but then you can find also the companies that usually works in the private label segment to international brands all over the world. Well, you can try, please try to discover our reality, our industry, and our website. Then I must say that each year 20 million pairs of shoes are being produced in the world. If you are wondering why Portugal, well, I will try to answer in a few moments. This is some slides, some information about our portal. Well, again, you can find lots of information, different kind of companies, different kind of products, companies with different sizes, different categories of products, and so on. You can search for, you have lots of information in the portal, and probably you can find your new business partner. Well, again, if you are wondering why Portugal, Well, I will try to answer.
Are you looking for a new business adventure? Here are 5 reasons to pick Portugal as your new business destination. 1. We make truly exquisite shoes. We've been making shoes for a long time, and after so many years, we now have a great industry that exports more than 80 million pairs of shoes to 163 countries all over the 5 continents every year. 2. We are one of the 20 safest countries in the world to make business in, says Forbes magazine. We are reliable partners, known for our high quality and flexibility. 3. We are always looking for ways to improve ourselves. Our industry is growing fast, but we keep focused on important issues like sustainability, fairness, and loyalty to our clients and employees. 4. We have a strategic location that allows us to easily reach Central Europe through land and air, while our vast Atlantic coast puts us in a privileged spot for commercial trades. 5. Since you're here for business, why can't you enjoy a bit too? We have so many beautiful and diverse landscapes that you'll have to keep coming back. Enjoy the sea, the sun, and of course, our award-winning gastronomy. So, what are you waiting for?
That's the reality of my country, and probably that and even more. Well, high quality standards, design, service, that are not just empty words. That are some of our main characteristics of our industry. And then, what about sustainability? For us, sustainability is not a trend, it's a way of life. I can say that APICAPS and our technological center developed in the last year a new plan of action. And in fact, we are worried about the planet, but we are working together with companies, universities, technological centers to develop new products and new service. Of course, we don't forget our people. We support local production. We have a cluster approach. For instance, we buy the majority of the raw materials in Europe. And, well, we take care of 4,000 workers, which they make truly great shoes at fair prices. I can say also that we believe in our traditions, in our culture, and in our roots. In Portugal, we produce several kinds of shoes. Classic shoes, comfortable shoes, but also very, very surprising shoes. Well, and what about leather goods? We have a great tradition in working in this sector, and usually we work with the most important international brands. And now I left the best to the end, in my opinion, of course. Please breathe in, breathe out. You like it? And thank you very much. Or in Portuguese, muito obrigado.
Paulo, thank you very much indeed. And also from the reactions in the audience, well, the passion and hard blood you put into it can really be felt. And I hope all of you've seen the wide variety here in Portugal. And now, after because there were the questions, how can I do business with Portugal? I may invite from our team, Carla, to join us. And if you don't mind, we switch in German now. Carla wird jetzt sagen, wie sie unterstützt, hier Business zu machen. Carla.
Ja, hallo, auch von mir nochmal ein herzliches Willkommen. Mein Name ist Carla Galhardo. Ich bin im Außenwirtschaftscenter Lissabon für den Bereich Fashion zuständig, wo natürlich auch Schuhe und Taschen dazugehören. Wir haben in den letzten Monaten und Wochen wir haben gemerkt, dass immer mehr Anfragen kommen von Firmen, die ihre Produktion nach Europa verlegen wollen. Und da kommt natürlich Portugal ins Spiel. Portugals Ruf wird immer bekannter. Wer fair, qualitativ gut, zu fairen Preisen produzieren möchte, für den ist Portugal auch immer mehr im Fokus. Die Firmen legen immer mehr Wert auf alternative Materialien, faire Produktion, das alles finden Sie in Portugal. Beziehungsweise, das hat Paulo Ihnen ja auch schon alles erklärt, wie umfangreich und vielfältig die Schuhproduktion oder auch die Taschen oder die lederverarbeitende Industrie in Portugal allgemein ist. Wie Sie nach Portugal kommen, das sage ich Ihnen, und zwar indem Sie mich kontaktieren. Am besten per E-Mail oder Sie rufen mich an. Ihre Anfrage ist unsere Recherche, egal was Sie brauchen, sei es Lieferanten, sei es Produzenten, Komponentensuche, wie Sie Ihre Schuhe vermarkten, wie Sie richtige Kontakte knüpfen. Da bin ich Ihre Ansprechperson im Außenwirtschaftscenter Lissabon. Ich helfe Ihnen dann vor Ort, die Kontakte herzustellen, die richtigen Firmen zu finden. Dadurch, dass ich halt Deutsch und Portugiesisch spreche, helfe ich Ihnen, ja, die Kontakte zu erstellen. Melden Sie sich, schicken Sie mir eine Anfrage per E-Mail oder per Telefon. Je genauer die Anfrage ist, umso besser. Das können Sie auf dem Slide sehen, zum Beispiel bei der Produzentensuche, was ich genau brauche. Umso mehr Informationen ich habe, wie zum Beispiel auch Bilder, umso genauer kann ich dann die entsprechende Firma suchen. Genau, nutzen Sie auch Ihre Prepaid-Basis, also als Wirtschaftskammermitglied haben Sie ja 8 Stunden Basiskontingent, die ich für Sie recherchieren darf. Nutzen Sie diese 8 Stunden. Ich mache die erste Aussendung, ich kontaktiere die Firmen, eruiere das Interesse. Wir können Besuchsreisen organisieren. Melden Sie sich einfach. Dann würde ich einfach mal sagen, wir kommen alle dazu und starten die Fragen. Ich hoffe, es gibt ganz viele Fragen.
So, joining for the Q&A session, again, I kindly ask Paolo and Rian to switch on the camera again. Okay, so don't worry, we take the time to answer all your questions. And the first one would be for Paolo and Carla. Is there a minimum quantity of a shoe collection to have it produced in Portugal? Who wants to start? Paolo? Carla?
Paolo, please.
Well, thank you very much for the question. Well, it's a question that we answer several times, of course. Well, depends of the kind of company. If you want to have a global idea from the dimension of our industry, each company, the companies have 33 workers well, the medium dimension of the companies is 33 workers by company. Well, the companies are small. Of course, if you make the approach of a huge company, probably that's not the right question because, well, they are always looking for big quantities, big volumes, and so on. Well, with Carla, with Apicaps, we can try to match make the right match between the Austrian companies and our factories. Please, we can give you the support you need and try to find the right company to your demand. Okay?
Thank you. And Carla?
Genau, jetzt nochmal auf Deutsch. Die Mindestmengen variieren halt auch von Schuh zu Firma. Wir versuchen natürlich immer die richtige Partnerfirma oder die richtige Produktionsfirma zu finden. Nichts ist unmöglich, sage ich immer. Gemeinsam mit Paolo und Apicaps versuchen wir halt immer Firmen zu finden und ihre Anfrage so gut wie möglich zu beantworten. Von daher einfach mal Ihre Anfrage schicken. Die Mindestmenge variiert wirklich extrem. Es kommt wirklich auf den Schuh an. Es kommt drauf an. Also ich kann in meiner Erfahrung, die ich jetzt mit Schuhanfragen habe, noch gar nicht so genau sagen, was jetzt Mindestmenge ist. Es variiert wirklich von Firma zu Firma und von Schuh zu Schuh. Aber schicken Sie mir eine Anfrage.
Danke. Und die nächste an Rian ist die Frage im Schuh- und Fashion-Bereich. Welche Veranstaltungen als nächstes geplant wären weltweit? Gibt es da schon Konkretes, was du uns verraten kannst? Just short for Paolo, it's about which fashion events in the pipeline for Rian. And as we got the feedback, some participants would rather have German, that's why we try to switch the languages.
Danke, Esther. Dann werde ich auch auf Deutsch antworten. Wie du anfangs schon erwähnt hast, werden wir in Portugal jetzt in den kommenden 2 Jahren einen sehr starken Fokus auf Creative Industries und insbesondere auch Mode haben. Und wir arbeiten im Rahmen eines Programmes namens Go International, wie ich vorher schon erwähnt habe. Und das sind Programme, die jeweils 2 Jahre laufen. Und es hat jetzt gerade ein neues Programm angefangen. Also seit dem 1. April haben unsere Auslandsbüros wieder eigene Schwerpunkte wählen dürfen und werden diese Themen in den kommenden 2 Jahren intensiv bearbeiten. Und dadurch, dass Portugal einen Fashion-Fokus hat, werden wir in dem Bereich auch sehr viel machen. Dieses Webinar ist als Kick-Off gedacht, aber es wird noch sehr viel mehr folgen. Auch Reisen nach Portugal, wobei man sich inspirieren lassen kann und auch Unternehmen besucht. Und auch eine Veranstaltung im Rahmen der Motissimo, das ist eine Textilmesse, die ebenfalls in Porto stattfindet. Aber auch abgesehen von Portugal haben einige Länder einen Modeschwerpunkt gewählt, wie etwa Frankreich. Also da haben wir schon seit vielen Jahren gemeinsam mit der Austrian Fashion Association einen Showroom, der alle 6 Monate, also jeweils während der Paris Fashion Week, Mode und Accessoires aus Österreich zeigt. Und auch in Korea und in Lagos, also in Afrika eigentlich im gesamten Kontinent, planen wir auch einige Aktivitäten im Modebereich. Und nicht zu vergessen auch Italien, also in Mailand, aber auch in Prato. Also das ist eine Region, wo viele Hersteller angesiedelt sind, werden wir auch Plattformen nutzen, um österreichisches Design zu zeigen und auch Inspirationen zu sammeln. Das in aller Kürze, aber bei weiteren Informationen melde ich mich bei Ihnen oder Sie dürfen sich auch jederzeit bei mir melden.
Super, danke. And there are a couple of questions. Einige Fragen, es geht um nachhaltige Materialien. It's like alternative materials. Paulo, we've spoken about it as well. There are questions like a company producing bags and accessoires for ladies and gentlemen, but they want to work with sustainable materials. Another company asked, like, what are alternatives to animal-based leather? Is it like they've read about a cork, Portugal for sure, or something made out of apples? So what is your point of view? Because there are always 2 sides of the moon.
Yeah.
And für alle Zuschauer, wir antworten es gleich in Deutsch auch. We answer in German then afterwards. Paulo.
Well, let me tell you before another thing. Well, in normal circumstances, Portuguese companies are participating in 60 fairs worldwide each year. But we are not living in the normal circumstances, but probably in July you can find 30 or 40 Portuguese companies in the Expo Riva, is a fair in the north of Italy. And again, in the normal circumstances, in Milan, in Micam, we have something like 70, 80 Portuguese companies. Well, if you pass for Italy, for instance, in the next month, in Micam or Expo Riva, you can find some of our companies. Again, in terms of sustainability, for us, it's not a trend. We believe that the leather still is the best material, is a recycled material, because, well, we are human and we don't kill the animals to make the shoes, but we kill the animals first, or the humans in general, to eat the meat, and then we recycle the leather and make shoes. However, of course, we respect the people that are looking for new kind of products, new kind of raw materials, and we are working with our technological center, with lots of companies, with some universities in the developing of new materials. For instance, Portugal is leader worldwide in produce and exporting cork. Of course, we are using cork in our shoes and our bags. We are recycling, for instance, plastic. We are using pineapple and other natural products in the producing footwear. But well, we have lots of different ways to achieve the same result. And for us, we want to produce shoes with high quality, with high standards. And again, if you have some doubts, please contact us. You can contact directly our technological center. In my opinion, they are doing a very interesting work in that field. And so probably we can find together lots of different solutions.
Thank you very much. Again, oops, the camera switched itself off. And I kindly ask Carla in German, vegan alternatives, veganer Trend. Was sagst du dazu?
Natürlich, die Anfragen häufen sich auch immer mehr auf diese alternativen Materialien. Portugal legt natürlich einen Fokus auf Materialien, auf die Nachhaltigkeit, auf umweltbewusster. Da kommen natürlich auch solche Materialien ins Spiel, aber halt auch ganz viel, wie kann ich Material recyceln, wie kann ich Plastik nochmal verwerten für Schuhe, wie Plastik aus dem Meer, was Portugal sich natürlich anbietet. Viele Trends, also das wird auf jeden Fall gemacht. Wie kann ich Material, was ich bereits habe, recyceln, um das dann zu verarbeiten für Sohlen oder für Schuhe, für Taschen? Oder wie bearbeite ich Material, dass es nicht dem Menschen oder der Umwelt schadet? Und dann kommen natürlich auch die ganzen alternativen Materialien wie Ananasfasern, Pilz ist jetzt was ganz, also kommt jetzt auch, Apfelleder. Das sind aber natürlich Materialien, die werden schon benutzt im Zusammenhang mit Plastik, mit Kautschuk, was aber noch in der Testphase ist, was aber Portugal verarbeiten kann. Portugal hat halt das Gute an der Lederverarbeitenden Industrie oder an der Schuh- und Taschenindustrie, ist halt, dass Portugal das alles verarbeiten kann. Es gibt Firmen, die diese bereits in Portugal verarbeiten. Es gibt Firmen, die damit umgehen können. Und es wird auch schon Taschen aus Pinatex hergestellt. Es ist Deserto, die Kaktusfaser wird in Portugal verarbeitet. Der Trend geht dorthin auf jeden Fall. Und für Portugal merkt man auch immer mehr, ist es halt wichtig, umweltbewusster, nachhaltiger und ja, zukunftsvorausschauender zu produzieren.
Danke.
Esther, let me tell you nothing. I spoke about cork, but I can speak about wood, I can speak about paper, I can speak about, for instance, textile products. Well, we have a very important textile industry nearby in the north of Portugal also. We are developing lots of solutions. Again, leather shoes are one of the options, but we have so many different approaches, so many different materials. Well, we use that materials in all the circumstances, okay?
Perfect. And this is also the next question. Also, Paolo, from your experience in Adrian, what you are seeing, where is the trend of the shoe industry leading to? So what to expect from the next collections?
Well, in terms of trends, in terms of fashion, in terms of production, in terms of commercialization, well, we have different perspectives. For instance, everybody is working in terms of digitalization, in terms of sustainability. In terms of fashion, the studies we have, for instance, the World Footwear Report is probably will continue to work in terms of young fashion shoes, for instance, sneakers and so on. In my opinion, in the 2 or 3 years, we will come back to the classics because everybody starts to feel that they need to change a little bit because everybody is wearing sneakers in these days, isn't that so? But when we come back to the classics, probably the classics will be very different because they need to be more comfortable with probably new materials. Well, there are lots of perspectives. I can say that in the last 2 years, the segments that increase more were the sportive one, the sneakers and the comfortable shoes. But probably one of each days we want to go again to parties, to our to live normally. Well, and probably we'll try to wear a different kind of shoes. We want to feel sexy more and whatever. But in terms of fashion, in the next 2 years, sneakers, 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 and probably after that we'll change. We'll come back to the classic ones.
Thank you. And sneakers also like produced in Portugal.
Yes, I must say, 5 or 10 years ago, we didn't produce sneakers in Portugal, but well, we have that kind of flexibility, and well, probably Portugal is one of the most important players in Europe producing sneakers, and we produce sneakers for the most important European brands. Well, in my opinion, of course, we produce very good shoes, again, with fair prices. And in terms of sneakers, we improve a lot in the last 5 years. And probably if you buy a sneakers from some of the most important European brands, look at the made in. Probably they are made in Portugal.
Thank you. And Rian, from your experience, where do you see trends? What's on the mind also of Austrian companies? What would you say?
Well, I totally trust the expertise of the expert of Paulo, but I think what I could add is that I think that especially the past period that was quite difficult has shown that there is a stronger focus on quality again. So that means people tend to not buy cheap shoes anymore that they wear for a couple of weeks and then have to throw away, but they really value high quality again. I don't know if that's also your impression, Paulo, but that's the feedback I get.
I only can say I hope so, because if you have the intention of buy good products with high standards, probably Portugal is probably the best solution. Well, I believe in the near future people will buy for sure less shoes. How can I say? In the last year, the consumption of the footwear worldwide decreased 22%. In Europe, the decrease were more aggressive, 27%. Is huge. Probably the majority of the consumers will continue to buy less shoes, but well, with more quality.
Thank you. And the next question is traveling to Portugal actually easy to visit factories? Maybe if I can start with this, or through the Corona, environment, yes, business travels are possible from Austria. All you need at the time being is a PCR test. You have to fill in a passenger locator card when coming to Portugal. And if on your return to Austria, where you have to present either a rapid test or a PCR test, you show that you have been on a business trip, you don't have to go into quarantine. So from the requirements, it is possible. Visiting factories is also possible, but here Paolo, because Paolo was so kind to organize factory visits for Carla and me a couple of weeks ago. What would you say, Paolo? How is it possible to visit potential customers?
Please, welcome. My only concern is trying to make the right match, okay? We can suggest some companies, but well, we need to have the maximum information about the kind of products, the minimum orders, whatever you believe it's important, because otherwise it's possible to visit companies, but probably is not the right company. My biggest concern is the right match.
Thank you, Paulo. Also Geschäftsreisen nach Portugal sind möglich. Es gibt verschiedene Voraussetzungen wie einen PCR-Test bei der Einreise, was man ausfüllen muss. Auf der Rückreise nach Österreich, wenn Sie geschäftlich unterwegs sind und das nachweisen können, wie können Sie das nachweisen? Entweder auf Firmenpapier, wer reiste wann, wohin, dass Sie Termine zeigen, dann müssen Sie in Österreich nicht in Quarantäne gehen. Meine Bitte an Sie oder ein Vorschlag, schreiben Sie uns. Sie kommen von bis nach Portugal, wohin Sie reisen, und wir sagen Ihnen, wie sind die geltenden Bestimmungen. Und wie Paulo auch gesagt hat, das Wichtige ist, den richtigen Match zu finden, und da unterstützen Paulo, Carla, wir Sie sehr gerne. Und die nächste Frage, the next question to Paulo. What would be the best way to place a futuristic, innovative shoe on the Portuguese market? How open is the Portuguese market, our Portuguese clients, to innovative ideas? One moment, it's long and I have to scroll down. What would be your recommendations to enter the Portuguese market with something innovative?
Well, I believe our history tells us that we are open to the world. It's like that since our beginning. But the best recommendation I can give visitors, try to understand our consumers, our trends, because once again we are open to the world, we are open to new ideas, to new products, but well, try to understand that product is the right one from our country.
Thank you. And one last question I would pass to the round. What about design cooperations with Portuguese designers? Also later than asking Rian, or starting with Rian, on a worldwide scale, are there any cooperations with designers in the shoe or fashion industry, or also with other trade commissions?
You mean examples of Austrian designers working together with international producers? Well, I have heard of cooperations between Austrian designers, and Turkey, for example. So shoes that are being produced in Turkey, or leather products. And to be honest, I don't know about Portugal. I guess you know that better than I do.
More than
yeah, or Paulo, of course, yeah. But that's the only concrete project I know about a designer working together with Turkey. But I'm really curious to hear if such cooperations exist between Austria and Portugal as well. Do you know of any? Are you aware of any collaborations?
Well, I can speak in general. Well, in Portugal, we have two major fashion events. One in Lisbon, Moda Lisboa, and another one in Porto. It's called Portugal Fashion. I can tell you that 80% of the designers wear Portuguese shoes. We match the designers with our companies because in our perspective, the right way to promote our industry is promoting the industry as a whole. Textile industry, apparel industry, leather goods, and footwear. It's our way to work. So again, we are open to new ideas, to new projects, and well, we are living well with that. The way we choose to live our lives. Of course, we are working with some international designers, some of them French ones, Italian ones. I don't know, I must be sincere, I don't know if we are working with Austrian designers, but well, I don't, what's the problem? Let's do it.
I like this approach. And before, because you mentioned Moda Lisboa, when we visited factories with Paolo, for example, examples of collaboration, Lemon Jelly, it's a producer of classy, you have to see it. Google Lemon Jelly, you'll find it in Humanik in Austria, for example. Or another one, Louis Onofre. Wow, it's what Paolo said, if you want to impress, choose one by Michelle Obama or Paris Hilton. Louis Onofre, the designer, he also uses Swarovski stones on his shoes. And but coming back to Moda Lisboa. So Carla, what are your next plans?
Es wird
Auf Deutsch,
genau. Wir haben eine gute Neuigkeit. Wir haben nämlich, ist ganz frisch, quasi noch am Ausbrüten. Wir haben letzte Woche mit Moda Lisboa gesprochen und für die nächste Edition im Oktober wären sie bereit, mit österreichischen Designern zusammenzuarbeiten. Wir sind gerade noch dabei, das auszuarbeiten, aber es besteht Interesse von Moda Lisboa in Lissabon, halt mit österreichischen Designern zusammenzuarbeiten. Von daher, das ist auf jeden Fall eine Plattform, wo wir dann hoffentlich dann auch Synergien schaffen können mit österreichischen Designern und portugiesischen Designern. Und Rihanna hat es auch schon angesprochen, im September findet die Motissimo statt. Da werden wir auch vor Ort sein und da planen wir auch was Neues. Das erzähle ich aber noch nicht. Das arbeiten wir noch aus. Und ja, also es bleibt spannend im Fashion- und Schuhbereich und Taschen. Ich glaube, die nächsten 2 Jahre werden wir hier einige Kooperationen hoffentlich herstellen.
Ich sage mal, Sie sehen das Strahlen, Sie wissen, Sie sind hier in den richtigen Händen. So, Paulo, it was because you mentioned Moda Lisboa that we were working on a cooperation also with Moda Lisboa. Just met them last week and said we had met you. Well, you see, everything goes hand in hand. I just check. Have we answered all the questions? Yes. So may I ask for a last round, or is there anything else, Rian, you want to share with our audience?
Sorry, I have to put on my mic again. Well, I hope this webinar was interesting for you, and I hope this gave you a lot of motivation to look into the Portuguese market and to collaborate with us there, and to start cooperations maybe with Portuguese producers, and also with us, of course. We would be really happy to hear from you and to also give us an idea of what you are looking for, so that we can really support you in a tailored way. And so we would really like to stay in touch with the people that are watching today. And yeah, we will be in touch again with the recordings and the presentation, and would also like to use this opportunity to stay in touch with you and to develop collaborations and deep dive into the Portuguese shoe and leather industry. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you. And Paolo, thank you so much for being with us. Please, your final words.
No, once again, please welcome to our country. If we can be useful, please be our guest. I believe in my industry. I believe in the Portuguese footwear industry, of course. In the last 10 years, we increased a lot in terms of quality, in terms of high standards, in terms of service. And well, I believe we can do the same in the next 10 years. We have the ambitions to be the European leaders in this sector, and we are working for that. For instance, in terms of sustainability, I try to choose the words because it's not the sustainability. It's a process. It's a process. It's not all about the shoes or about materials. It's about local production. It's about the raw materials, where we buy it. Isn't that so? It's also about the workers, and we support 4,000 workers. And in the end, it's about the service and about the shoes. But we need to think in the sustainability as a global issue. It's not only one product, one question. So in that case, I try to be to choose the right words. But again, if you need some kind of help, if we can be useful, please be our guest.
And if you're looking for inspiration how to make itchy marketing campaigns, how to flash with great campaigns, just follow Paolo Gonçalves and Apple Cups. He gave us already a sneak preview of what's coming up, so always very at the forefront. Thank you very much, Paolo. Carla.
Together with Paolo, yes, I know, but I just want to thank Paolo, because together with him, also zusammen mit Paolo, ist Ihre Anfrage meine Herausforderung. Ich gebe mein Bestes, um gemeinsam mit Paolo wirklich, wie er auch schon gesagt hat, die richtigen Ansprechpersonen, die richtigen Partner, die richtigen Firmen für Sie vor Ort zu finden. Einfach ein E-Mail oder ein Anruf. Ich glaube, wir schaffen das dann schon. Und wenn nicht, dann haben wir es versucht. Aber ich bin da ganz zuversichtlich, weil, wie Paolo schon sagt, die Schuhindustrie in Portugal, die lederverarbeitende Industrie, ist uprising, also sie steigt, sie ist innovativ, sie ist kundenorientiert, sehr anpassungsfähig und ja, melden Sie sich, schreiben Sie mich an.
Ich glaube, es gibt nicht mehr hinzuzufügen. Nothing more to add. Thank you very much for being with us. Vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein and hope to be in contact. Ich hoffe, wir bleiben in Kontakt. Bye bye. Goodbye.